I'm visiting my friend Jean-Joseph right now. This is a little sketch I did of his wife. And another little sketch of him. He lives in a town in south of France, and they procured this old, beat-up part of a palace, and Jean-Joseph has fixed it all up in this manner of great fantasy. These are his sculptures, and there's a bas-relief holding up the sink. Beautiful piece of marble up there. Here's a sculpture he put on the outside of his... This is the outside of his house, which has a buttress holding up the church, which is right next door. There's the gargoyle he made. It's this beautiful thing he has in this window that's closed up. He's put a lot of frescoes all over the town. There's my little godson. His name is Titian. Anyway, Jean-Joseph has put frescoes all over it, often covering up graffiti, and the townspeople have been very enthusiastic about it. There's Titian. Jean-Joseph and his wife. They're very devout. Look at that, that's quite beautiful. Monochrome landscape. Inspired by Fragonard. I gave Jean-Joseph the love of Fragonard. He's got 6 kids. Best of their environment. More of Jean-Joseph's outdoor frescoes. And there's a view that you come out of.
Des photos pour les recopier ou pas?
Oui.
View over the sea.
Voilà, livraison, il y a un orage.
There's some sporting footage of the boys on their boards and their bicycles. I should have gotten more skateboarding footage because there was some pretty fancy skateboarding. Those wiggle boards, you know, that go uphill. This is right in front of the church.
Ah oui?
The house is right next to the church. There's Raphael. Nathaniel. No, that's Ezekiel. And there comes Nathaniel. After this seance of sport, the family gathered together and said the rosary. So Jean-Joseph, he's really doing it. He's married, 6 children, devoutly religious, struggling to practice traditional art. Here's the kitchen. Jean-Joseph he's created all these fantastic things. Here's the little niche behind the dining room table where the praying takes place. A whole rosary. The kids were enjoined to recite certain prayers themselves. This is the room where I'm staying. Jean-Joseph has stuck tiles all around. Here are some of his landscapes. It's not a very good picture, but it's quite a sensitive thing. And here are some sculptures he has around. This is sitting on the sink. He's got this beautiful marble sink that he made. This is a little painting. It's inspired by his daughter. He's covered everything he can with fresco. This is in the stairway. These are all referencing local things. Mary Magdalene died around here. And there's all different famous people from the history of France. So it's he retiled the stairway. It's a beautiful way. More frescoes. He's very attached to the. That's quite a good effect there. It's a little painting and sculpture. He's attached to the religious and dynastic history of France in the area. This is a something he did for a project, a big commission he tried to get. Apparently, he almost got it, but didn't get it, for a lot of life-size figures. And these are a couple of heads he did just to show the people what he could do. But it was for a whole series of life-size figures having to do with the revolution. And there's the good person. And this is representing the meanness of the revolution. I'll let Jean-Joseph say a little bit about it.
Voilà, bah c'était toute une montée, j'avais fait tout un projet là, de toute monter à l'échafaud avec toutes les des religieuses, puis avec des paysans, des artisans, tous les corps de métier qui montaient à l'échafaud là, avec des expressions de visage différentes.
Donc c'était un projet anti-révolutionnaire.
Voilà.
Ah oui. Et c'était des personnages, ça c'est une tête pour aller sur un personnage?
Voilà, là c'était juste pour montrer.
Ah oui. Here's some details of an oil painting. Beautiful leaves. He's explaining that it was a set of figures moving around, going up to the guillotine. All different kinds of people, religious people and regular people, and different representations of that. I just showed paintings on the ceiling, and this is a statue of the Virgin he did that special for traveling around the paroisse, and different people take it in and pray. It's a view of the kitchen there. Then Jean-Joseph took me nearby to where there's this basilica where Mary Magdalene is buried, or her skull is there or something. Anyway, he managed to, we're walking towards the place, he managed to get himself a little show in there, which I'm going to show. The tomb of Saint Mary Magdalene. Mask wearing, but Jean-Joseph is a rebel like me. But I feel quite uncomfortable. This is the inside, of course. I feel quite uncomfortable. Worried I'm going to get arrested. Here's, in this little part, this is Jean-Joseph's show. So let's look at this. This is some saint. That's Father Pio. He's managed to sell several of these. He just put a little sign, Saint Teresa, for people to call him up. And he sold a bunch of them. There's naive aspects to Jean-Joseph's work, but it's quite beautiful always. He always gets Saint Philomene, whoever she is. There she is. He always gets something beautiful in the colors. And it's always expressive. There's the Samaritaine. And here is a Pietà. Mary mourning the dead Christ. Pierre Pio. Saint Teresa of Lisieux, very popular in France, of course. This is Saint Teresa of Lisieux as Joan of Arc. There's a photograph. She must have been participating in some kind of, tableau vivant, because there's a photograph like that. She's got a chain. I guess they're playing at being Joan of Arc. See, it's quite lovely, these paintings. With some naive aspects. This is an apocalyptic scene. Chapter 12. Yeah, what Jean-Joseph does is never ugly. He comes from a very pious family. In fact, a little overexcited, because a lot of it went into the Monseigneur Lefebvre anti-papal thing when that happened. I guess it happened when it happened in the 70s. Whenever it happened, or the 60s with the Vatican II. This is a local French saint, someone who's recently sainted. These are the parents of Saint Teresa. And I think this is something about Pope Francis. Immaculate Heart of Mary. And a scene with Mary, Jesus, and Saint John. It's it's in the true pre-Raphaelite spirit, but not because Jean-Joseph doesn't want to be Raphael, but because he's on the path to being Raphael. Here he is with someone who bought a painting. This is the organ in this church. It made me think of the organ that got burned at Nantes. Here's the place in front of this church. This is again Jean-Joseph's kitchen. It's all full of fantasy. The ceiling is a still life he did. More frescoes everywhere. Frescoes, I guess, in the stairway, yeah. Good trompe-l'oeil effect there. It looks like a sculpture. This is out in front of the church, and this is one of the little frescoes he did around about the town. And then I took a walk around, and also driving around the town, I found a lot of his frescoes, which he's done. Beautiful effect of light on that fabric. A lot of them are degraded because it's sort of wild man fresco, just going and frescoing, putting lime plaster somewhere, not always on an appropriate support, so that some of them are a little suffering somewhat from the elements, but that sort of suffering always does something beautiful. Just time beautifies. This is an homage to Pizza to go. This is an homage to Louis XIV, who passed through here, the town of Brignoles. Text. Then I hear the French Communist Party. So the people love Jean-Joseph's frescoes. He put them over graffiti, but the mean graffiti people have defaced many of them. Here's one, for instance. Beautiful fountain in Brignoles. And here's another one of Jean-Joseph's frescoes. This is the Lady of the Fountain. Unfortunately, it's been attacked, not with spray paint. Here's a poem. Not with spray paint, but just with scratching. There are people who look at the beautiful colors of this bird. Here's St. Joseph Street, and here we have next to it the Mosque of Unity in this little narrow medieval street. They're people who lust after the triumph of ugliness. Here we have the government, the culture minister, promoting culture, promoting the culture of craziness. This is Jean-Joseph's stone workshop. He's making this sink. He does anything to turn a buck. Here's a beautiful, it's a large head. Here's another one. Yeah, he works hard to make a little bit of money. Look, here's in his office, this old painting of his. He's using it as a shelf. It's a good attitude. Now I'm going to go spend some time with the kids. I brought this painting to give to little Titian, a little gift from his godfather. Orpheus turning around and thus losing Eurydice.